Scanning, synchronizing, stabilizing. Engaged.
Good morning, everybody. Listen, I am so excited to be here. If you don't know me, let me introduce myself. I am K-Rev, and I am the host of K's Couch. I am so elated and excited to be alive today. I usually don't check into the internet much at all because there's so much going on and things can be so overwhelming in life. But everywhere I look, there's somebody either hurt or passing away or coming to a sudden demise in life. But if you're here and you can speak on your own, you can transfer yourself from one room to the next, or you enjoyed some great turkey and you're still here, listen, you should raise your hands and be thankful. Today is a day of Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving last week that people just kind of looked over and talked about. But listen, Thanksgiving is every day. If you can breathe, if your blood is running warm in your veins and you can speak and no one is in your ear telling you what to say because you have lost your memory or you're dealing with a bout of Alzheimer's or anything like that, if you are eligible and able, strong-willed to get up out of your bed or even lay in your bed voluntarily, not involuntary, but voluntary. You have the choice to get up whether you want to or not. Listen, you should be thankful. You should be appreciative because life is not a supposed to be. It is a gift. You know, whatever you have, whatever you are possessing in your life, in your home, your car, your good sense. Listen, it is a place and a platform to be thankful. Listen, K's Couch is brought to you by Standard Magazine. We're the voice of the culture and the oxygen to the entrepreneur. And we're also we're sponsored by K3 & Co. Enterprise, where businesses are helped grown securely. Lit Chat is another sponsor of ours, where your words now have fire. Listen, I'm glad to see everyone today. Today, as always, we have our great Dr. Latronica. She will be here, and we have a surprise guest. She shared with me while I was in the green room. Surprise guest, one of her testimonials that actually is coming from Jacksonville, Florida, but he's there now with her in the office. So this is a rare occasion. So after our sponsors and our commercial break in the show, we get a chance to speak with Mr. Kenneth Newton. He is a recipient of the great Dr. Latronica's system, and we're going to be talking with her here shortly. So know today that you have promise, you have purpose, your life has meaning. And if you don't feel like you're loved, listen, I'm going to tell you, I love you. You're loved and appreciated, and you are needed. So listen, after we get our introduction, listen, we're going to be listening to and coming in talking to our great Dr. Latronica Fisher. Is happening here on the couch, K's Couch.
Throughout life, one may feel he or she hasn't been heard, seen, or no one is listening. However, look up. Don't fret. There is a place for you.
Processing.
Greetings.
Access granted.
Welcome to the couch. K's Couch.
It does not say whether you're bad or good, but it is a measurement.
Every single time you go to that bathroom and you got a stream of urine flowing out, you need to be saying, praise God.
Wow.
Because that's a sign that your kidney is getting better.
Like during that time, it was a fraction of a penny, and then you held it until today. You're a multi-millionaire.
Great. And as a result of this next conference, I am going to have a number of events following the conference.
Okay, I got you.
Nobody else, but willing to open the book.
To get this knowledge that you have, you gave up a lot of personal time with family.
It's less than $40 for both.
Wow.
And I have it in a variety of colors.
I take every moment as is. I've learned to be where my feet are.
Morning, doctor. How you doing?
Good morning. Good morning. I am alert, alive, and feeling better. I must
Absolutely.
say.
I'm
Alert,
glad.
alive, and feeling better. It's
I'm
just so
glad.
much going on out here now. I'm just around so much sickness, and
Mhm.
you pick up things come and go, but just so much to be grateful and thankful for. To just have the knowledge to be able to just nurse my own self back to health.
Absolutely. Hey, that is awesome. That is
Yes,
awesome. Well, I'm glad you're
yes.
feeling better. Did you have a great Thanksgiving?
I had an awesome Thanksgiving, and so I hosted Thanksgiving this year. Hosted it last year, but of course, it was a little smaller because of everything going on. But
Mhm.
this year was a little bigger, and we had people over that I some hadn't seen in a while, and so you just never know what you pick up, and so but
Absolutely.
I was very grateful and thankful, and everyone was festive, and we ate, and which always lead me to my mantra, because that is what Thanksgiving is all about: being thankful and grateful
Absolutely.
and just praising God that everybody was still here and present and able to eat and enjoy and be festive, and so I'm just thankful for that.
I am so thankful that you're here. I'm thankful that you had an
Yeah.
awesome Thanksgiving. I'm thankful that everything worked out and that you're feeling better,
Yes.
feeling good,
Yes.
rejuvenated,
Yes.
and ready
Yes.
to go. Listen, if you notice, to you, Dr. Latronica, and also to those who are watching, the QR code at the top right. I want everybody to know, like, listen, I want you guys to utilize your cameras and your phones to go directly to Dr. Latronica page. We're going to be talking about the program that she has, the loyalty program that's going on, that I'm sure that when, to help get her back to 100%, she utilized her own program to get back to where she is. So listen, utilize your phones, your cameras, droids, and also iPhones. Use your camera to go directly there to learn more about Dr. Latronica and become a member of this great loyalty program. So listen, there's a lot going on, as you say. I was reading today. Today I don't plug in a lot to a lot of this overwhelming negativity that's happened out in this world,
Yeah.
but there's a new strand or new variant of COVID out. I think it's called Omicron.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, um, how should we, just really off the strength, how should we prepare for this new variant, you think?
So the only way you can prepare for any variant, any disease, anything that's going on is you have to optimize your immune system.
Okay.
Right? Because the only way a virus or a bacteria or sickness can take you down is if you already have a low resonance in your system, which is what we call our battery. And
Mm-hmm.
so, in simplest terms, I just say every cell in our body is like a battery, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when your battery starts running low on energy, if a bug jumps onto one of your cells and it takes over and starts hatching, then what happens is you start to get weak, you get sick, and so the goal is that when you get sick, it's okay to get sick. The getting sick is a good thing because it means your immune system is responding.
Mm.
It's when you
Wow.
stay sick too long and you end up in the hospital and you don't rebound.
Mm.
That's when your immune system resonance was way too low. Okay.
Mm.
So you have to get the voltage up in your body in order to be able to fight anything off and being around people. And a mask is not the answer to these different viruses.
Mm.
Boosting your immune system is the answer. And that just means there are certain nutrients they need to take. And that's what we show people how to do.
Okay. All right. Well,
So I
I
just encourage, those who don't know what to do or what to take. There are easy things you could do. There's capsules, there's liquids, there's oils, there's different ways to boost your immune system, but it's something you have to do every day. We are just in really trying times right now. There's so much uncertainty in the community. There's
man,
there's just so much going on right now, and
a lot.
I promise you, in my own opinion, these aren't just all of a sudden popping up on the surface. These are being created.
Wow.
And that's what we
Wow.
need to realize, that this virus didn't just all of a sudden there's a new strand. All of a sudden, 6 months later, there's a new strand. They're being created.
Wow. Wow.
And that's what we need to become conscious of. So as they are creating these, we have to start to basically put our immune system in a bubble and drive it up. And that's why we created the Loyalty Wellness Program, so that our clients know that this is an inexpensive way to keep your immune system up and get what you need. And then talk to us about other little relevant things that's going on, so that you can stay above the water while all of this is going on, because we don't know when it's going to end.
Wow. Well, if it ends.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just so much come to my mind right now, like this whole cycle of things that are happening. So, to eat healthier, it costs a little bit more money. Sometimes they change the narrative or control the narrative with media to get you afraid and scared to keep staying on the synthetic medicines, and then letting you know when someone like yourself comes up, people are a bit apprehensive to start, because what they're used to and what they're actually drilled in their head. Well, if you do this, things could happen. But it's just so much that I'm looking at, and it's just a driving force of making more money on the back end.
Yeah.
And also at the same time, positioning you to be solely dependent upon what you're used to.
Right.
And it's just, now it is a lot going on everywhere I turn on the internet. When I allow myself to just slightly plug in this morning, someone's being suddenly gone, killed off, or mass shootings. You got just so much happening. Then you got the variant, then you got cancer that's out here that's popping up like candy in the grocery store. Then you got crazy diabetes rising. It's just so much going on. But people are not really apprehending to the fact that, my immune system is that's one of the biggest things, or the simplest things that I can have as a force field to keep me away from all this stuff. And at the end of the day, why do you think, and I have my own opinion and my own, mindset about it, but why do you think people make their health the last thing to take care of?
I think because it doesn't really have a value sense to it. And so you have to think about, when we spend money on what we consider valuable, right? And so I think when people fail to realize that their body and their health is of value, and it is of value, then somehow we get some things out of priority in our heads. Because, we will spend money on a house, right? We spend money on our cars. And we'll be upset if you do something wrong, or mess it up, or scratch it, or anything, right?
Right.
But what we don't understand is that the most valuable asset you have is the ability to think. One thing I remember hearing Earl Nightingale say one time, he says that a human and an animal have the exact same parts, right? But he said the difference between the two is that man have the ability to think.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? They have the ability to think. And so the reason why a lot of times we don't prioritize our health is, number one, until we get really sick, is because we don't see the value in it. We don't understand that if we make our health an asset, and we make our health a value, that we get to work longer, we get to be in our right mind longer, we get to be able to just enjoy our families much longer, we get to enjoy our independence much longer.
Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, I totally
those
get
are
it.
they're intangible. And that's the problem. They're intangible. We have been programmed in this world to value things that are tangible.
Say it again. Say that one more time.
We have been programmed from birth to value things that are tangible. But your feelings, the way you feel about yourself, the way you feel on the inside, the way you feel about your mother, the way you love on your children, your spouse, that's intangible. It's a feeling. So we don't put a dollar sign on it, but that's the most valuable asset you have.
Yes, it is. It is. And I can't agree with you more. And it's just really shameful that we don't put more value on our lives, on our health. And people understand this. Your cars are cool, houses are amazing, clothes is fine. Not saying not to do anything fun, but if your health is not in check, then nothing else matters.
Right.
Nothing else matters. Your health is the platform. Your health is the platform of the great life that you intend to live. And so right now you have access to an amazing doctor that gives you a holistic approach, not just maintaining the issue at hand, but to holistically take care of your body. We're going to be doing, I'm working on the content for this now, healthcare versus health maintenance. And we're going to be doing that conversation here soon. So I wanted to real quick before we go to a break, and then we're going to be bringing on, a rarity. We got somebody in the office.
Yeah,
That'll be able
we have a
to.
lot of people who travel here from out of town to do certain things.
Wow.
And around the holidays, we have people travel from just so many different places to do our vitamin drips and our oxygen
Wow.
drips and oxygen
Oh,
chambers and just all these
whoa.
wonderful things. And so it's wonderful when they get a chance that they can come in and visit. And so that's why I was like, oh yeah, this would be a great day. It's a male, which means we need that male perspective so
Yes,
that people do understand that this is not
absolutely.
just for women. And
Right.
unfortunately, women are programmed genetically to live longer than men. Why? Because men don't prioritize themselves and take
Mm,
their health as a priority and make it
wow.
important. So I think it's nice because we do have a few men that are very, very adamant about their health. When I say they're probably some of my biggest clients, if they don't do
Wow.
nothing else, they will. And this is one of my good clients who has spent well over $1,000 a month to make sure
Wow.
that he is on all the supplements he needs because his plan is to live till he's 120.
I love it. I love that. I love that.
Yes.
I
And so
love
they're
it.
always like, what else can I do? Am I doing everything I do? Am I taking care of my prostate and my eyes and my vision? And what should I be doing? You got some guys that are like that. And I think to hear that from another guy, a woman would love to hear that because we want our significant others and our children and the men in our family to be well as well. And we want them to care about themselves instead of the women always having to drag the man to the doctor or drag him to take his medicine or encourage him to go exercise and encourage him. And leave me alone. Woman, leave me alone. No, we want to be able to live together wholesomely as long as possible. I don't think it's fair for women to become caretakers sooner than later.
That is
And
so
I just
true.
I just don't think it's right for men to not care and those women to be left taking care of them at such a young age because they didn't want to take care of themselves. So I just think it's very important to hear from someone who is probably one of my most VIP clients and has been now for about 5 years of how he
Wow.
transitioned from when I first met him as a client to where he is now.
Oh, listen, we're going to take a commercial break and we want to have Mr. Kenneth Newton. Just
Mhm.
go ahead and go ahead and start bringing them in
Okay.
so we can have a conversation with him and just kind of speak on where he started to where he
Mhm.
is now
Yes.
and the importance of men health care. Not health management, but health care, true health
Mhm.
care. So I thank you for just being who you are. Thank you for adhering to the call of what you're currently doing right now. So we're going to take a quick commercial break from our sponsors. And then after our commercial breaks, we're going to give you some time to bring him in. And then we're going to ask and talk to Mr. Kenneth Newton from Jacksonville, Florida. So we'll be right back.
Okay.
Life is filled with many unexpectancies. If something happened to you today, heart attack, cancer, stroke, or diagnosed with anything terminal, are you prepared for what's next? Only 1 out of 4 to 5 Americans have considered that life is unexpected, uncertain, and has some uncontrollable risk. Are you that 4 to 5 that hasn't taken action yet? Call right now for your free quote. Tomorrow's not promised. The protection of your legacy depends on what choice you make in this moment. Call right now.
Now, as being a holistic doctor, what are maybe a one little trinket of information that you can give us on how to make sure that we stay connected to our health in the time of a pandemic?
We need to be drinking water and exercising.
Okay.
That's the best thing I can tell people if they don't want to do anything and they don't want to pay for anything. You must be exercising. It's not negotiable anymore. It's
Gotcha.
not negotiable anymore because exercising is what helps balance the hormones. It helps detox the body. It helps improve circulation. It's the best way to continue to build bones. It's the best way to help build your immune system. So that's the one token you can do to help improve your system while we're dealing with this virus. And you must drink water. And the water does not need to have sugar or additives. And water does not mean alcohol, juices, Kool-Aid. You know how growing up we used to have that red Kool-Aid.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Does not
Absolutely.
include any of that. It's just water.
Lit Chat. Now your words have fire.
All right, we're back. We're back
Awesome,
with Kay's Couch and also the great Dr. Latronica Fisher. And we're going to be talking about a little bit about the holistic program, but we have a special guest.
Yes.
Special guest in the building. I've heard so much about you in this short period of time.
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Kenneth
Yes, sir.
Newton, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. Life is so beautiful. The average person doesn't understand how lucky they have it if they can wake up on this side of the dirt.
All right, listen, I always say that myself, my friend. Anybody ask me how are you doing? Long as I'm breathing, I'm doing good. I am doing good.
Yes.
And
yes,
so,
yes.
Dr. Latronica, if you can introduce us to our guest right now.
Absolutely. This is Mr. Newton out of Jacksonville, Florida. And he is retired. He's a 20-year veteran of the Navy. So he is retired. And I'll let him share his story and how in the 20 years in the Navy and the things that his body has just encountered and went through. And I met Mr. Newton at a like-minded club that we both are very avid members of. And so at that point was when I learned about some of his health elements and some of his challenges he was experiencing. And then I was just so excited. You know, anytime you meet a male who's really to just really take the bull by the horn and to make some changes based on what the doctor says that can't be changed, willing to prove them wrong, I'm willing to just get in there and do what I have to do to show them that it can be done. So Mr. Newton, being a male and a retired veteran, I'm just so proud because I think that he can be very inspirational to so many men about their health when doctors tell them you can't fix this, this can't be changed. You know, you stuck with that sickness or ailment or those injuries or that pain the rest of your life. He is a testimony that is not true. Okay, so without further ado, Mr. Newton, who's extremely shy, I'd like to...
It's all good. Not today.
I'd like to bring him on. He's a huge fan of Dr. Fisher Road to Wellness, and he supported us and our business and our vision for so many years. And so we just truly appreciate him and appreciate the fact that he's taken the journey.
Oh, I love it. Mr. Newton, just real quick, we're not going to hold you too long. I know he's a little camera shy. It's okay. But listen, you served in the Navy. So You can't be shy today, man.
Oh no, no, not at all.
Yeah, I got you. But thank you so much for being a part and really taking the time, man, to be on camera and be on the show with us today. Real quick. So just kind of give us a journey where you started from. When you met Dr. Latronica, you served in the Navy, body went through a lot of different things. So just kind of let us know, give us a little picture of how it started for you.
Yes, sir. It's just a matter of, she said, joining the club that we had met at, and she heard of some of the issues I was going on with. I was diagnosed after retiring from the military with degenerative arthritis in hips, knees, shoulders, lower back, and just things that I didn't want to live with no more. And it was difficult to move around, to get up. Sometimes knees hurting constantly, couldn't dance, couldn't walk long.
Wow.
And when I had met Dr. Fisher and expressed some things to her, she told me ways and things that I could take possibly to help aid me. So from that point, I started getting a little supplements here, a little supplements there, and still eating what I wanted to eat somewhat, and still getting minimum success type deal. And in 2019, I had an issue with my stomach to where it was hurting if I had to go to the bathroom. And I called her and I called the doctors and things of that nature. And that's when I said, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Right.
So she told me about the biofield diet.
Okay.
And that was December of 19. And look at this. This is December 2nd of this year. And I've been tried and true to that diet plan, plus add more things to increase my my health.
Wow.
And true enough, by changing my eating habits with the biofield diet plan, supplementation, I have turned down the arthritis dramatically to where if it bothers me, it's minimum.
Wow.
And I can lay on my back now. I got more energy now. I've lost weight as a byproduct. I thought was something strange because I was never a person to lose weight but gain it. And your body has to minimize and get back into the proper advantage for your height.
Wow. Okay.
And based on that, I've been maintaining. I can get back into certain clothes I couldn't prior to. I didn't want to give up.
Wow.
And it's just a wonderful thing. We had did Disney back in September, went to all 4 parks.
Wow.
And I know if I was the way I was in 13, 14, and 15, I came out in 2012.
Okay.
So I'm better now than I was coming out with all my ailments. I have erased everything to where I'm older than what I was in 12. I'm more better. I'm more leaner and got more energy now based on changing my diet and the supplementation I've been getting from Dr. Fisher.
Oh, so you almost did like a age reversal.
100%. I just said, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Drew a line in the sand. I'm going to give you back all your sweeteners, all your candies, all your fried foods, all your crap you put into the foods.
Wow.
And I can't go back.
Man, this is so you really dove in December 2019 and now you December 2021 and going into 22. You've did a whole age reversal. That is amazing. So how important, before we go, I want to ask you a quick question just from the male perspective, Mr. Newton. How important do you think it is for a man to take his health serious?
It is dramatically important for Black men to recognize they need to have blood work done. They need to cut out all the bad food that they can buy quickly.
Wow.
They need to start making salads at the home.
Wow.
Because you are the beacon in your household for your family, and you want to live as long as you can and to be a help and not a hindrance to your family to continue on and not to punch out of here early because of what they put on you by the easy advertisements, by the enticing. You have to have a will, because from this to this, you decide every time you do it.
Oh, say that again. Hold on. Say that again. Say
When
that
you put it
again.
to your mouth, it's a decision every time, bad or good. It's a decision.
Bad or good.
Wow. I love it. I
Whatever you
love
pick
it.
up, when no one's watching, when you're by yourself, or when you
Man,
so-called sneak away, it doesn't matter. It's going to show in your body.
this is amazing. So your body never lies to you. That is
Absolutely.
amazing. So, Dr. Latronica, real quick question. When you met Mr. Newton and he was giving you the rundown on what was going on, how did you feel about did you knew that you can actually help give some correction to what he was dealing with? How confident were you? Talk to me about your
Oh
feelings.
yeah, I was 100% confident because as I indicated that I met him at a meeting, which is a meeting where a lot of like-minded people get together where we talk about things like the magic of thinking bigs and how to win friends and influence people and
Okay.
asking it is given is that type of club. And so what
Mastermind.
happens is we all meet up together, we go to the convention meetings together, we all go eat together. So I knew that when we sat and dined and ate, I saw the choices he made. So I knew that I could help him because we're just being transparent here. When we would go to eat, I
French
might have a
fries.
salad. He was eating French fries, right? And a hamburger. And my thing was, okay, you're in your 40s. I think that you're too old, and I'm just being frank. You're too old to be eating hamburgers and French fries at every meal and pizza. And I remember I'd be like, well, what did you eat for dinner today? Oh, I just ordered a pizza. And or one day, I'm having some hot dogs. And
Sure
I'm like,
did. Chips.
okay. So for
Oh.
me, when I hear things like that, it's just a matter of this is somebody who's totally unconscious. Okay. That's completely unconscious. So when you talk about all your joint pains and people talk about back pain and shoulder pains and don't realize that every food he was eating was inflammatory.
Jesus.
Everything was inflammatory. So when you have pain, you got to get rid of the inflammation. So I said, well, why don't you start trying to have a salad? And I remember when me and his friend, we would eat Mexican food because his friend at the time was a vegetarian, and we would go to Mexican restaurants because it was easy to get beans and rice and guacamole. And he'd be like, "Why y'all eating that green stuff? That's so nasty." And now, which
that's all he's eating now.
I have purchased more avocados in my home all of last year and this year than I ever have in my life.
He said that I didn't ate more salad. Talking about a salad. Everybody want to be eating no salad. So that's why I said I'm so proud of him because it wasn't overnight, but he took the appropriate steps to start with his supplementation, to start looking at his diet, to start looking at, just exercising, to start looking at drinking more water. So he took the journey. So that's why I always tell people life is not a destination, it's a journey. So I was 100% sure I could help him only if he was teachable.
Wow, this is
Only
amazing.
if he was teachable. And I don't waste my time on people that's not teachable because now I'm pulling instead of pushing.
Right.
And I don't like doing that because there's too many people who are willing to listen and who are teachable that I can work with. And then when you're ready, as they say, the teacher will appear. So in his life, he was ready and I appeared because he had already been in the club, 2 or 3 years before I was even introduced to the club.
Wow.
And then that's when I showed up and he was talking about some of the challenges he had. And so as we dined and we would go out to eat and we're in nice hotels, fancy upscale, conferences, and he's eating a hamburger and French fries. Really? So if I know you do this in an upscale place where you have opportunity to eat some of the finer things, then I know what you're doing at home.
Wow.
You see? So that's where the counseling started with, why don't you consider eating this instead of that? Or why don't you consider drinking this instead of that? And then if he'd have said, oh, no, I don't want to do that, then I would have stopped right then and there because I would have known he wasn't ready. And then he will
Wow.
continue to go on and suffer in pain. And then when he's really ready, as like he said in 2019, he was like, I remember him saying, oh, I have to go to the hospital because my stomach was bothering me. And that's when he said, you know what, I need to make a more drastic change, because just buying supplements and taking them, people, is not enough.
Not enough.
You have
Wow.
to make the dietary changes, because that's like he said, I love when he does this. This is what you're doing every day.
Every day. We all do it.
Every
Wow.
day. You know, so what are you
Wow.
putting in
The
there?
choices.
Choice. That is amazing. So real quick before we go, either one of you guys have your cell phone with you, like your Apple phone or your
Yes.
Apple phone. Do me a favor, get your camera up, and then I want you to hover your camera over the QR code and tell me
I'm
what
so
comes
glad
up.
you told people how to do that, because I had no idea. When I go to restaurants, they see the code and the people go, oh, we have a QR code menu, and they just give it to you like you know what to do. And I'm like, well, how do I get there? You know?
Absolutely. That's what it is. So get your
Okay, so
camera
hold on, camera.
and hover it over. Did it come up?
Not yet. Let's see if it picks it up.
Okay.
Let me see. If it shrink it.
Let me
All
see
right,
if
so-
mine can pick it up.
Okay, so make sure yours does. Does it come up? Did yours come up?
I think it
Yes.
did. Let me see.
Okay.
It's bigger, I think. Hold on. Let me see something.
Yes, it did.
Okay, so because we're working, I want to make sure that the droids come up. If it doesn't, we're going to work on the droids. But Apple, the iOS, I know Droid over an entire spectrum sometimes have an issue with QR codes. But make sure, because we're working on that. But make sure when you put your camera up, and you put your camera up over the code, the actual landing page of
Come up, yes.
Dr. Latronica Fisher comes right up to go to the holistic program. Now, I want everybody to understand this is not just a conversation. This is real life. We got Mr. Kenneth Newton from Jacksonville that has experienced Dr. Latronica now strongly since 2019. This is awesome. And I want you guys to know that you can utilize this code with your phone, go directly to the landing page and become a member. If you got any questions, you can reach her. 15-minute consultation with her, 713-520-8188. Why just 15 minutes? But if you become a member, you have unlimited connection with her. You can find her. There's a website, drlatronicafisher.com. You can find her on LinkedIn, business page, Dr. Fisher, Road to Wellness, Instagram, Dr. Fisher, R2W, Facebook, Dr. Latronica Fisher. You'll find her on Facebook. Also, she's a contributing writer to Standard Magazine, so you can subscribe to the website of the magazine, Standard Mag, subscribe.global, and you can find out great information on what the doctor is giving. I want everybody to know that being healthy is a lifestyle choice. It is a decision. Mr. Newton, thank you so much for showing us that every time we put food up to our mouth, it is a decision we're making. You know, whether it's killing us, we're deciding to be killed off. Whether it's helping us, we're deciding to help ourselves and be more of a healthy aspect. Dr. Latronica, thank you so much for just being you in our weekly conversation and talking with everyone. And this is going to be re-aired. We're looking to re-air this program probably later on today and also tomorrow throughout the weekend, coming into the course of next week as well when we come back. But everybody, I want you guys to stay safe. Enjoy your weekend. Mr. Newton and also Dr. Latronica, hang out with me right after our closing of the show.
Yes.
And I want everybody to be cool, be safe, enjoy your weekend, and I'll be talking to you guys soon. Love life, live love, because you only have one.
Yes.